On July 20th, 1969, the world held its breath. Millions of people across the globe were glued to their television sets, eagerly anticipating a moment that would forever change the course of human history. Neil Armstrong, an American astronaut, took his first steps on the moon. His words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," echoed through the ages. This incredible event was broadcast globally, uniting people from different cultures and backgrounds in a shared moment of awe and wonder. It was a triumph of human ingenuity and courage, a testament to what we can achieve when we dare to dream big and work together. Yet, almost immediately, whispers of doubt began to surface. Some people couldn't believe what they had seen and started to question the authenticity of the moon landing. Could it all have been an elaborate hoax, staged to win the space race against the Soviet Union? The stakes were incredibly high during this period of intense geopolitical rivalry. For some, the very idea seems preposterous. How could such a monumental event be faked without anyone noticing? The evidence, after all, is overwhelming. Thousands of hours of footage, hundreds of pounds of moon rock, and independent verification from other countries. Scientists have studied these materials extensively, and yet, the moon landing hoax theories persist, fueled by a potent cocktail of mistrust, misinformation, and the allure of the unknown. These theories have found a foothold in popular culture. In the sections that follow, we'll delve into the most popular claims made by moon landing deniers, examining the evidence, or lack thereof, that underpins their beliefs. We'll look at the arguments they present, and the counter-arguments from experts. We'll separate fact from fiction, and explore the psychological and sociological factors that lead people down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. Understanding these factors can help us better navigate the complex landscape of modern information. One of the most common arguments put forth by hoax proponents revolves around the visual inconsistencies in the photographs taken on the moon. Why are the shadows cast by the astronauts not perfectly parallel, as one might expect in a single light source environment like the sun? Why are there no stars visible in the background of any images? These questions, while seemingly compelling at first glance, betray a fundamental misunderstanding of photography and the lunar environment. The uneven terrain of the moon can cause shadows to appear distorted, just as objects on a hill here on Earth cast shadows of varying lengths. The absence of stars is easily explained by the limitations of camera technology at the time. The bright lunar surface and the astronauts' white suits required a fast shutter speed and a small aperture to prevent overexposure. These settings would have made it impossible to capture the faint light of stars in the background. Another piece of evidence often cited by hoax believers is the image of the American flag seemingly waving in the breeze on the airless moon. This image has fueled countless debates and conspiracy theories over the years. How could this be possible in a vacuum? The moon, after all, has no atmosphere to create wind. The answer lies in the design of the flag itself. NASA engineers had to think creatively to ensure the flag would appear to wave proudly, even in the absence of wind. To achieve this, they equipped the flag with a telescoping pole and a crossbar to keep it unfurled. This design allowed the flag to maintain its shape and appear as if it were waving. The wrinkles and ripples in the fabric, mistaken for movement, were actually caused by the flag being folded up for its journey to the moon. These folds created the illusion of motion when the flag was deployed. Some have also pointed to the lack of a visible blast crater beneath the lunar module as evidence of a staged landing. This observation has been another cornerstone of the hoax theories. However, the module didn't require a massive, fiery descent. The landing was much more controlled and gentle than many might expect. The moon's gravity is much weaker than Earth's, and the lunar module had a specialized engine designed for a soft landing. This meant that a large blast crater was not necessary. These seemingly suspicious details, when examined with a critical eye and a basic understanding of physics and photography, crumble under scrutiny. The more we understand the science behind these anomalies, the clearer it becomes that the moon landing was indeed real. A more technical argument against the moon landing involves the Van Allen radiation belts, two donut-shaped regions of charged particles that surround Earth. Conspiracy theorists claim that the intense radiation within these belts would have been lethal to the astronauts, making a trip to the moon impossible. While it's true that the Van Allen belts pose a radiation hazard, NASA took precautions to minimize the risk. The Apollo spacecraft traveled through the belts relatively quickly, limiting the astronauts' exposure. The spacecraft also had aluminum shielding to further protect the crew. Moreover, the Apollo missions were timed to coincide with periods of low solar activity, reducing the radiation levels within the belts. Some proponents of the hoax theory point to the alleged disappearance of original footage and data from the moon landing as suspicious. They argue that the loss of such critical evidence is too convenient to be a mere accident. Surely such important historical artifacts would be meticulously preserved. The idea that NASA would be careless with such significant records seems hard to believe at first glance. While it's true that some of the original recordings are no longer in NASA's possession, their absence is far from sinister. The reasons behind this are more mundane and less conspiratorial than some might think. A thorough investigation revealed that during the 1970s, NASA routinely reused magnetic tapes to cut costs. This was a common practice due to the high expense of magnetic tape at the time. This practice, while perhaps unwise in hindsight, was commonplace at the time and not evidence of a cover-up. It was a practical decision driven by budget constraints and the technology available. Furthermore, it's crucial to remember that the moon landing wasn't a secret event witnessed only by a select few. It was broadcast live to millions of people around the world. Independent tracking stations around the world, including those in non-aligned and even Soviet-controlled territories, monitored the Apollo missions. These stations had the capability to track the spacecraft's journey and verify its activities. These countries had every incentive to expose any hint of a hoax, yet they unanimously confirmed the authenticity of the moon landing. Their verification adds a significant layer of credibility to the event. The evidence supporting the moon landing is robust, verifiable, and comes from multiple independent sources. This includes data from various scientific instruments and observations made by different countries. To believe the hoax theory requires one to dismiss not only this mountain of evidence but also the basic laws of physics and the testimonies of countless scientists, engineers, and technicians involved. The sheer volume of corroborative evidence makes the hoax theory highly implausible. Who started the whispers? The origins of disbelief. The moon landing hoax theory didn't spring up overnight. Its origins can be traced back to a confluence of factors including Cold War paranoia, a growing distrust of government institutions, and the proliferation of fringe publications willing to entertain outlandish claims. One of the key figures in popularizing the hoax theory was Bill Kaysing, a former U.S. Navy officer with a background in technical writing but no direct experience in aerospace engineering. In his self-published book, We Never Went to the Moon, America's $30 billion Swindle, Kaysing laid out a series of arguments that would form the bedrock of future conspiracy theories. Kaysing's claims, while lacking in scientific rigor, resonated with a segment of the population already primed to distrust official narratives. The book, coupled with the rise of talk radio and other alternative media platforms, allowed these ideas to spread and take root. Why the moon landing? Unraveling the psychology of conspiracy. The enduring appeal of conspiracy theories, including the moon landing hoax, lies in their ability to offer simple, alluring explanations for complex events. They provide a sense of control and order in a world that can often feel chaotic and unpredictable. For some, believing in conspiracies can be a way of feeling special, privy to information that most people are oblivious to. It allows them to see themselves as critical thinkers, challenging the status quo and exposing hidden truths. Moreover, conspiracy theories often tap into existing societal anxieties and fears. In the case of the moon landing hoax, these fears might include a distrust of government, a sense of national decline, or even a fear of the unknown vastness of space. Echoes of doubt, the wider impact of conspiracy thinking. While it might be tempting to dismiss moon landing deniers as harmless eccentrics, the prevalence of such beliefs has broader societal implications. Conspiracy theories, by their very nature, erode trust in experts, institutions, and evidence-based decision-making. This erosion of trust can have real-world consequences, as seen in the rise of vaccine hesitancy, climate change denial, and the spread of misinformation online. When people are willing to accept unfounded claims without critical examination, it becomes increasingly difficult to address pressing social and scientific challenges. Furthermore, the spread of conspiracy theories can contribute to the polarization of society, creating divisions between those who accept official narratives and those who reject them. This can make it challenging to have constructive dialogue and find common ground on important issues. Trust the science. Celebrating human ingenuity. Despite the persistence of the moon landing hoax theory, the overwhelming weight of evidence confirms that humans did indeed walk on the moon. It stands as a testament to human ingenuity, perseverance, and the power of scientific exploration. Rather than dwelling on unfounded doubts, we should celebrate this remarkable achievement and use it as inspiration to tackle the challenges facing humanity today. By embracing critical thinking, valuing scientific literacy, and fostering a healthy skepticism towards unfounded claims, we can create a more informed and discerning society. The moon landing was not just a giant leap for mankind. It was a giant leap for our collective imagination, reminding us that even the seemingly impossible can be achieved through collaboration, innovation, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge. Let's honor that legacy by embracing the spirit of inquiry and continuing to explore the wonders of the universe around us.